True.
Yeah.
Anyways, so Buchi, there's this narrative that people kind of just have
Yeah.
about
Think
men.
in the comments so that when people who are joining can,
Mm-mm.
yeah, exactly. If you came
Yeah.
from, you guys should wait here. We are going to have a very awesome conversation.
Mm.
Um, God, who knows who works in Instagram? Let them help me now. I'm tired. Instagram, they have done me strong thing, but I don't know when they're going to release me, maybe in a month's time or more than that. But yeah, basically, if you are here, yeah, what do men expect from women?
What do men expect from women? Sweet. Um. So before I get Buchi to start rolling, let me see if I guess he. Nah, please, Jedi, if you are here, please send a request. Nobles, if you are here, please send a request. Like I said earlier, Buchi is a compound name. Buchi is a solid guy. Buchi is a relationship coach and a life coach. Buchi is a public speaker. Buchi is a writer, and he's also a good speaker. So that it doesn't really matter where you are from or where you are. Buchi can write, and man, you wouldn't even know that it's Buchi that wrote that, but you will know that someone up there wrote that. Buchi speaks. Buchi is a stand-up guy. Buchi speaks and stands for gender equality. Did that ring a bell?
Yeah.
He speaks and he stands for gender equality. Buchi is a journalist, he's a musician. Lately, he's been dancing, and Buchi is a Jesus boy. So,
Lately, I've been
so
the ah,
that is
man.
just that is just a little bit about him, and I'm just gonna let him just reintroduce himself if you want to do that, or maybe just add a little bit to what I've said if I'm not right.
Yeah, I mean, basically, you've said most of the things. I'm just a young guy who loves to have conversations and drive, conversations about relationships, just opposing them with culture, the modern age, the older generation values. How can we balance things? And yeah, I'm actually very passionate about gender equality because I believe and I acknowledge the fact that there is a huge gender disparity in Africa, that is actually causing a lot of like lapses in different facets of our endeavors as Africans, as Black people. So yes, I'm a journalist by discipline. I'm a writer, I'm a speaker, TEDx speaker. If you've not seen my TEDx speech, go and see
Go
my
see it. Go run the numbers up.
TEDx. Uh, contributor for The Guardian Life, which is the magazine version of The Guardian newspaper in Nigeria. And yeah, contributing for other platforms. So basically, that's why I do. Yeah, I'm a life coach too. I help people gain clarity in their relationships and lives. Obviously, that's not free. So if you're sliding into my DM, you need to get your coach. But yeah, that's basically what I do. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm controversial, but I think that's just because I have a different angle to the way that I see a lot of things. Basically, that's it. And then
definitely, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, that's Buchi. Just before we start, Mr. JD, Mr. Noble, please, if you are here, I'm not sure if you can send, but I'm sure you can. Please send an invite, then I will just bring you up. Mr. Buchi, there's this narrative that has been going on, and people, basically women, sort of think that what men want from a woman is just basically in the bedroom, just I don't know, but I did a survey and I rang some of my friends. I'm like, what do you want from your girlfriend? What do you want from your wife? What is this thing that you expect? And they gave me like a long list of things. But people sort of think that it is always the bedroom things. What do you think men want from a woman? Or what do you think men expect from a woman when it is about relationship?
that's a very interesting question. But the thing is, um, yeah, it's quite a very interesting question, and I'm trying so hard to be quite to be quite careful with the way I handle it, because you are asking me what men want, you know, and I am not every man, but I can speak from a place of experience what I've actually really seen, like in the society. So first of all, obviously, men do want different things. Different men do want different things, but stereotypically, and I use the word stereotypically because it's a stereotype, and I say something many times that stereotypes are stereotypes because they actually contain a level of truth in them. But the
Yep.
issue is that as educated people, we should not cross off people and write off people based off on just these stereotypes. For
Yep.
example, women love business. That is
Yep.
actually a stereotype. Does every single Igbo man like business? No,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
a lot of Igbo men actually love business. Do you get what I mean?
Basically, yeah.
Exactly. So I am not every man, but then I would say, having, as a young man who is like in Africa, grown up in Africa, I've had conversations with a lot of men. I've handled a lot of issues with like men and women and relationships. I can say that a lot of African men do not want love. What they want is power.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a lot. Not all, so that they don't come for me. Obviously,
Okay.
even if African men want power. Like, I think that basic sense should be able to let people know that there is a place for exceptions. Do you get what I mean? So a lot of African men fantasize about having power, not love. And you can see it in the dynamics of how relationships in this part of the world are actually formed, conceptualized, and nurtured and everything till it gets into marriage. They actually want power. That's why they want submission. That's why they want and here is the thing, it's not a bad thing to want submission, but it's the idea of submission that we have in Africa that thrives on what's it called, that thrives on trying to make a woman suffer more, like sufferation. How much can a woman suffer? I don't know if that.
Definitely. Sure.
I what's up?
Greetings, my people.
Yeah, yeah, thank you. Thank you for joining. Nice to have you here. So basically, I think that a lot of African men do want power, and that's because of the construct that man or men are actually superior to women. I don't know if that makes sense. And
Yeah.
what is being inculcated into us as young people, as young boys, we grow up and we see these things. We see our fathers being in charge of the homes. We see the hierarchy. Religion reinforces to us, social studies reinforces to us that men are actually meant to be respected no matter what. So it matters a lot to men to quote respect, and that's why they say things like a man's greatest need is respect, which I actually disagree with. I think that that's actually a very generalized statement, because if you don't get to hear men say a lot about love, about wanting to be loved, you get to hear men say a lot about wanting to be respected. And to me, that is actually quite conflicting, because you cannot love someone you do not respect. It doesn't make sense to me. But you can actually respect someone you don't love, by the way. But you cannot love someone you do not respect. So I think that a lot of men, obviously not all, do want honor and respect. And while that can be valid, the question is, are you worthy of the respect and the honor that you are demanding? Because I think that, like, if you need so much from people, you should be able to give so much to people. If you're expecting so much, what are you willing to give to get so much? And that's why I have a problem. First of all, I talked about the whole power thing, for men, marriage or whatever they want in relationship, or power, they want to be in charge, because they've been told that masculinity is all about, it's all about dominating, being up there. And a lot of men have actually messed up their lives because they wrap themselves up in that ego, and in their relationships they are not actually living up to the very best, and like harnessing the very best of the relationship, because they are not letting the woman bring what she has to bring.
Yeah,
Do you get what? So
that's
so
deep.
basically,
That's deep.
yeah. So now going to what I talked about, women actually earning, or men, these men, are they worthy of the respect and the honor that they actually desire from women, or that they actually ask from women? Now that's why I have a problem. And I say
Mm.
this every that just because you're a man does not mean that you actually should be respected.
Buche, I'm just gonna hold you for a sec. And Adams,
That's fine.
what do you have to say? Are you going with Buche, or do you have a contrary opinion?
I am half and half. I somewhat support Bucci, but at the same time, we need to highlight why you feel like a lot of African men don't want love and they want respect. Now, you need to understand the root of the problem. Back at home in Nigeria, to be specific, you understand that there's a lot of struggle, and it's the man's responsibility to provide. When, like, as a human being, you need to have scale of preference. You set your priorities according to how they're important to you. Now you're thinking about how to feed yourself, how to provide food for your family, and then somebody is tugging at you to love them. There's only so much you can do in that situation. So even me, I'll be very honest. Like, when I did Nigeria, it was hard for me to love because of the struggle. There are other things that were taking my attention away. You get. So I can't go out there and struggle, be in 2 hours or 3 hours Lagos traffic, and then come back home and expect us to be cuddling when those problems have not been resolved. You get. So it's different for different people. Now, at the same time, yes, we want respect because it's what we were taught. You get. And we cannot do away with tradition. It's how we were brought up. We were brought up with the ideology that the man is the leader of the family, the man provides, and the woman, based on her feminine nature, she's to care, to nurture, and to, what's the word? Be submissive, I guess. So at the same time, I think you mentioned something about, I'm trying to remember, masculinity. Now, you cannot mention masculinity without mentioning leadership, without mentioning assertiveness, without mentioning things like strength and courage. But in today's world, with the contemporary definition of masculinity, it's almost like everything masculine is toxic. So there are different forms
Interesting.
of masculinity. There's toxic masculinity, there is positive masculinity, and there's traditional masculinity. But then if you put all of them in the same bucket, you always end up with toxic masculinity. So we need to know where to draw the line, you get. So,
Adams,
yeah.
Adams, yeah. I mean, thank you for that. Before Buchi replies you, um, I mean, if you pull over some group of men, or maybe a man, and ask him what is it that you want from a woman, you will hear things like, "I want a woman that is smart. I want a woman that has got her own bag. I want a woman that is beautiful, intelligent, and all of these things." I mean, a whole load of what a man wants. Respect is part of it, but Buchi, like you said, respect covers everything. I mean, are we
Yeah.
gonna, sweep, all these other opinions under the carpet?
um
Um,
um he said something, right? And
So sorry, Buchi, sorry. Okay, just answer me first. Then I was going to add something to my point, but go ahead.
okay, so he said something, and I greatly agree with the things that he said. He talked about the burden that is actually laid on men, and that is quite true. The burden of being a provider and being a protector. Nobody freaking cares how you make it. What they just want to know is that you come back with something, and that's a
yes,
real time. And I don't think that's natural. My opinion. I think that is actually engineered into us. And it's not a bad thing per se, but the idea right now is that masculinity doesn't have to be that way. And what I mean is that, for example, traditional masculinity or toxic masculinity, whichever one it is, would say a man shouldn't cry. Do you get what I mean? And
yeah,
if a man cries, that makes him less of a man.
a man.
especially before in in the presence of a woman. But for me, I'm saying that men are much more than the box that the society have actually created for them. And men,
Definitely.
like, they should cut us some slack from like the whole, because as much as it is so beautiful that we back saying that idea of masculinity, it is also very debilitating. Do you get what I mean? Like, it's also very dangerous, because a lot of men, you remember that men actually commit more suicide than women. Men commit more suicide than women because of the burden. From the age of 12, a man is already a guy, he's no longer a boy. 12, 13, he's already thinking like, how am I know I'm going to grow up, I'm going to get married. Obviously, I'm going to get a job, do this. So the whole idea that a man's success is actually based off or a man's honor or whatever it is actually his worth is actually based off on his material success is quite problematic, because that actually now makes the man premise all that he should be based off on that. And that's why a lot of men are actually very excellent at their jobs or with their jobs, but they are not so great with their marriages, in my opinion, because they have been trained.
I think
They don't
Buchi is
take light.
frozen. I think it's frozen for a minute. um,
Okay, before Buchi comes up, because I actually have something I was going to ask Buchi, but then I'll just throw it out there. Looking at the question, what do men expect from women? You see, and Emmanuel said that women want toxic men, not toxic all the time, but I am inclined to agree with what he's saying, because in dating, women dictate the whole dating pool. You get, men are what women want them to be when they are dating. If a woman wants an assertive man or a dominating man, that is the version of the man she would get. So when men look at other men who are assholes, and those assholes are getting women, they adopt this asshole behavior just so that they can get women. So, in my opinion, it's women that are dictating that men be assholes.
Well, yeah. So I was saying something. Please, what was the last thing I said?
That I'm good looking.
You are a guy. Also, what's up?
yeah, good man. Yeah, but I
What's
think
up?
you were just making points with Adams. What Adam said,
Yeah,
previously, just trying to differentiate with
so
yeah.
so that burden of 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 trying to be a man who they say a man is, so it makes a man feel like, if I have made it in my career, then I deserve to be respected, I deserve to be honored because I'm providing for you. So what men in most cases provide is financial support. Do you get what I mean? And that's totally fine. That's a great thing. Do you get? I was saying something. I was saying that if you check the statistics, men actually commit more suicide. Men actually indulge in more crime. Men actually do a lot of these things. And you look at the cultural intricacies of why these things happen, and you see that there is so much pressure on a man. It's not just about providing for himself. A man has to deal with providing for himself, providing for his girlfriend till they get married. And then when he gets married, he still has to provide for his girlfriend's family, for his own family, for people around him. Do you get what I mean? So there is so much pressure for a man to be that man. And that's why I tell people, be the kind of man that you want to be, as long as you are respectful, you are honorable, and you are kind and compassionate. That's why I believe, right? Now, I'm not going to come here and say and demonize and say traditional men who want traditional values, who want to be that kind of men, are necessarily evil, right? I think that the culture of canceling out one is quite problematic, because there are men or there are women who actually still want what's it called traditional men. However, I can just argue from a place of objectivity. Well, near objectivity, because we cannot be 100% objective. So that's it. Then this whole saying that women actually love toxic men, let me explain my own part to you.
No,
Now,
Buchi, please, before
yeah,
you explain, I would like Emmanuel, because he's the one that engineered that phase. Emmanuel, what do you think, in your own opinion, what do you think women of toxic men?
Okay, I'm in a public place, so if I should cut off, it's because I don't want people to hear what I'm saying. Why I think women like toxic men is because you find out that a lot of women are complaining that guys are bad, that guys are assholes and all that. What does it go to tell you? If most women are complaining that guys are assholes, it means they are picking assholes, right? Am I wrong? Because women pick who they date. Men don't pick the women choose the men. So now we have a lot of good guys. I know guys that are very good, that their girlfriends have left them for guys who treated them badly. And then you still have women in marriages who are thinking of the guy who broke their heart. And in some cases, they go back to those same guys. So when I say that like women like toxic men, I'm not just saying like they want to be like with guys that are very mean and bad. What I'm saying is like women need that anxiety to function in a relationship. Like it can't just be smooth all through with a woman. If it's just smooth all through, at some point she's going to say you're very boring. Like, why do you think most bad guys are not boring? You ever wonder why bad boys are never boring to women? It's because the women are always on that, what's the word to use? There's this constant anxiety that keeps them going. But if you stay with a guy who is doing everything the woman wants, buys her flowers, treats her nicely, does every single thing, trust me, at the end of the day, she's going to leave that guy for the one who is going to treat her like shit.
Emmanuel,
Yeah?
Emmanuel, I'm just going to hold you for a minute.
Yeah.
Buchi, please, can you have the floor?
yeah, so women love men, true or false? First of all, I think that it can be true. Now, two truths can actually exist. Do you get what I mean? Like, I can actually say what you are saying is true, but this part of it is false. Do you get? That is true. But now let's go back to the root of the matter, right? Now, women have been trained to desire masculine men, men that actually embody dominance, men that embody that courage, that confidence, you know, that ego and everything. That is actually the ideal, quote unquote, what, you know, women have actually been.
No, I don't think
No,
anybody trained women to do anything.
no. They actually, we saw our fathers. The same way your father would not tell you necessarily, come here, this is how a man should act, and blah 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 blah. But you can see in him, he will even say it. My father has said it to me. I grew up in a Nigerian family. Let's actually be real. Let's be quite objective. You know? Let's be real, right? It's just like saying, do families or did our parents actually encourage our sisters to actually be like, oh, let me
Buchi, before you go further, right? I just want to tell you one thing first. Just one thing.
Emmanuel,
Yeah,
hold your opinion first. The last I checked, I'm the one moderating.
Okay.
Adams,
All right.
have the floor.
Thank you, sir. You see why I like you? Fresh boy. Before we go any further, I feel like we have a misunderstanding in the definitions. Like, just so that we are all on the same page, can you guys define what masculinity is and then also define toxic masculinity? Because I feel like Emmanuel is mistaking being an asshole for toxic masculinity.
No.
Yeah, because in my own opinion, I think masculinity is not toxic. That's what I
agree.
Okay, so
yeah, but yeah.
Let me give you an example. Yeah, okay. So,
masculinity is not inherently toxic. When we say toxic masculinity, it is the things that we have actually inculcated by societal and sociocultural conditioning. So there is no guy. I posted something this morning and I said that there is actually a higher rate of domestic violence in lesbian relationships than in heterosexual relationships. I hope you guys know, statistically proven.
Okay, but can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how men will say stuff like, women should stay at home and then men will go to war, right?
Mhm.
Where that kind of behavior, what do you think will make a man to tell a woman to stay at home or save the women and kids first?
Because
What do you think?
it has been imbibed in men that their what's it called, that their role to play as
That's a toxic behavior.
a provider. No, it's not. Hold
No,
on. It's not
that's a
necessary.
toxic behavior.
No, let me
Because
finish.
you
It's
think they're
not
beneath you, that's why you say that.
No, it's not necessarily toxic. It depends on the intention, right? Now, a man can actually say, a man can actually no, the person that said there is more domestic violence in heterosexual relationships in Nigeria, that is actually, I'm talking about generally the general statistics, because I mean Nigeria right now is now that is not necessarily toxic. Now, please, I want us to actually follow the argument or the conversation quite like contextually and logically, sequentially, right? Now, if a man says, I want you to stay at home and take care of the children,
Yeah.
if that is what the woman wants, that is not toxic. But if a man imposes it on the woman and says, because you are a woman,
Okay.
I
Yes.
expect you, that is
That's
toxic.
where it came from. That's where it came from. Because she's a woman, they said, stay at home, men will go to war. And guess what? Women, let me explain now. Women accepted it and mocked the men that did not go to war. They laughed at them, that they were weak men. Meanwhile, that's a toxic behavior. So I'm trying to explain to you that regardless of what you guys want to say, right? Women look, they like toxic men, not too toxic. Not like Beauty and the Beast kind of toxic behavior. They like it, let me tell you. Like, I don't know why you guys are like, bring a woman on.
No, look at what you're saying. Hold on.
No. Today's for the guys.
He's not really let me really express myself about this thing. I was going down, like the history lane.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that a woman is brought up and a woman is told that a man is supposed to, who a man should be, is supposed to be A, B, and C. A man should be authoritative. If he's not authoritative, it means that he is actually not strong enough. A man should cry. A man shouldn't cry. If he cries, it means he's actually not strong enough. This is the ideology that is actually sold to women about men and how men should be. And now, not just being sold to them, they saw these things in their fathers. They saw it in their fathers. Have you ever wondered, a lot of women who are actually in abusive marriages where like their husbands are actually beating them, a lot of them come from families where their fathers actually beat their mothers and they see that as normal. So the question should be, what has been made to be normal to women before now, right? Now, we are now in a world where we call ourselves, the information generation and age. There is a lot of information. So women are getting to know and see. Now, I'm not trying to defend women necessarily, right? I'm not trying to defend women. I am just being objective and telling you that is actually the reason. The same way men don't like independent women. That is the fact. Averagely, men don't like independent women. Do you know why? Because men actually want women to actually always depend on them. Because where there is dependency, there is power. Where there is dependency, there is actually control. Right? But that is average, right? But now we live in a world where everybody's getting to find out what they really want for themselves more than just what the society has actually said. Do you get what I mean? And then now you can see a woman who actually loves, a man who's not necessarily that masculine, macho kind of guy. And then you can also find a man who actually wants a very, independent woman who can do everything for herself. So basically, it's on the both sides.
But
This whole is not just when I said you don't love independent women, I'm not saying all men. I'm saying most men. The same way you said most women.
No, Buchi, you know the problem. The problem is, somebody just posted something. She said, "Broke men like independent."
That's
women.
what I saw. It was so funny.
I like that comment because she spoke for all 90% of women. Let me tell you something, right? Women naturally don't want to date a man beneath them, and the reason why most women don't want to do that is because, like, at the end of the day, they will not have respect for you. Like, the only reason why most of the successful women are single, it's because they don't want to date beneath themselves. And then the men that are on the same level with them, right, need submissive women. But now these women are also successful and they can't be submissive. So they can't date men on their level, right? And they can't go below to date men that are beneath them. So they end up with two cats and a dog at home. That's what happens. And you saying that men are staying away from successful women. Sharon just, Amani just confirmed it. Broke men like them. They love these women, but these women will not date them. And it's very, very true. So let
brother,
put the blame on men. Women, any successful man that is single, it's her choice.
I'm not no blame on men, but I live in a society where they tell women, how many parents, let's do a survey, how many parents will let their single daughters of 23, 24 that can actually afford a car, buy a car, build a house before marriage? In Nigeria, be realistic. Oh, me, I like to be realistic. They will tell you, no, don't do that because you will not be approachable. That's what they will tell you. Why? Because men actually do not. That's not the definition of what a woman should be. The definition of what a woman should be is that she is meek, she's demure, she's actually very, submissive and everything. The whole cars and the houses are for the guys. Do you get what I mean? So the guys should have that. So, and then you should just try to shrink yourself so that you find yourself desirable to those men. Now, that's what I'm trying to say.
But
I'm
it's
not
not about
saying
being
that.
I get you. I just don't want us to go too far from the topic.
Yeah,
what
true.
do men expect from women? What do men expect from women? In as much as we cannot talk on this topic without mentioning masculinity, without mentioning feminism, without mentioning a whole lot of this spectrum. The point is, what do men expect from women? Adams.
So, thank you. We're doing it by height. Emmanuel, relax. Tall people first.
Yeah, girls don't like short guys.
So before we move past what Emmanuel said, just to throw some context in there, what women are that is the aspect of, sorry that I'm taking us back. That is the aspect of patriarchy that women also uphold. All these women not wanting to date beneath them, it's still patriarchy. So we are all equally responsible for the current patriarchy and the patriarchal system. Now,
Exactly.
I'll move past that. What do men want? Now, see, I'm not speaking for anybody. I'm speaking for myself as a man. And I feel like because I am 6'7" tall, I have a right to speak and my voice should be heard amongst many men because I'm like 2 in 1. What I want from a woman, the truth is we want similar things to what women want. I like to be massaged. I like to be touched. It's the truth. Like, I like to be pampered. I want once in a while, that my woman should just surprise me, park the car in front of the house, they be hopping. I sit in the driver's seat, and then she's driving me. We go to dinner. While we're driving, she's driving. I'll be playing with her.
What's happening?
And I'm holding her. Sorry, someone was calling me. And then I'll be rubbing her head. Oh, baby, you're so nice. I like that. You get it's the truth. And then at the same time, I feel like I wrote something somewhere. Yes, just to summarize the point, we like to be spoiled. Many men will not want to agree because of their masculinity. Oh, no. I like to be spoiled. And I'm very sure a lot of men also want to be spoiled, but they just don't know how to go about it. So I'll just put that there. Emmanuel, please go ahead.
Me? No, Gucci. I don't want much from a woman. Just want her to let me be chill, be happy. That's all.
Everything that I demand from a woman is what I want. Everything that everything that I give to a woman is what I want. I'm going to provide for her. I'm going to, be there for her, emotional support, mental support, respect her, honor her, value her.
All of babies.
So if I just believe that if I'll do all of that, including the provision part, the financial provision. Do you get me? That's why
Definitely.
I said I am not a conventional man. And that's not because, and now that's where it comes in, because whenever I talk about a woman providing for a man, women start saying, this guy is a broke guy. Oh. This guy, I'm not sure he has money. Oh. He does not want to take responsibility. First of all, if you love someone, you have to be responsible for them. Take away gender, forget all these things that they've taught us. If you love someone, you would always want to provide for them. You'd always want to give them. Like, love cannot exist without giving, whether financial, whether emotional, whether, whatever. But, they have actually like limited women, or, well, not limited women. They have actually taught women that what they should give in relationships is sex. So that's why women, quote unquote, they give sex, because I don't like using that word, give sex. You had sex with that guy. So I made a post yesterday where I talked about how a lot of African women see sex as something that is taken away from them, not something that they actually.
Before Emmanuel, one sec, please. Before we jump on your post, because you made a lot of posts that people have just been having like serious fights. There was a time we posted your tweet and our page was going crazy. You know what I mean? And I'm going to come to that actually. And a lot of you guys have said something about, giving and taking. If I'm giving A, I want my woman to give me back the A. Is that what it is? Emmanuel at the other end doesn't want to take anything from a woman. He just wants to be. And aside from you saying something about, reciprocating the financial part, I'm not sure Adam said that. Because a lot of men want to be the boss when it comes to finances. They want to be the one that pays the bill. They want to be seen as the one that does all this, financial, thing. But some men actually like the 50-50 relationship. Like me, I'm a 50-50 guy. I like to do things 50-50 because I'm somebody's son. Like if for example, I'm paying rent on Wednesday. Monday, I'm messaging my woman, where is your rent? You know what I mean? Because I think relationship is 50-50. That's how I see relationship. You know what I mean? It really just depends on how you define the relationship. You know what I mean? Because I think the whole man being the head really depends on your definition of a man. Because there are single women still doing the man's job. Still being. Do you know what I mean? So it is actually how you define a man, because there are some women that goes by the name king, queen. Like Queen Elizabeth is the one ruling over everything. So how do we now define men in this, relationship?
I like how you mentioned Queen
context.
Elizabeth. How do you define men?
Yeah.
Like, to be honest, just give a good summary. Let's just use Queen Elizabeth as an example. Just go for what you want. If you want a submissive woman, look for a submissive woman. For a woman that wants to be submissive to a man. Queen Elizabeth could have gone to date someone else and get married to a very, very powerful man. But she didn't. Because she wanted some level of control and someone who would listen. So she picked what she wanted. So I feel like at the end of the day, man or woman, whatever like your gender is, just go for someone who is going to do exactly what you want. If you want a woman that will wake up and cook for you, look for a woman that wants to cook for you. Like, easy, no stress.
Emmanuel, sorry, please. Emmanuel, what do you want? What are your expectations from a woman? Yes, you.
From a woman. My expectations from a woman, I just want her to like understand the kind of person I am. I think to a certain level, I don't give people attention very much. So I'd like to be with someone who doesn't want too much attention and puts in the effort to understand my personality. Because, I'm the kind of person who says things as they are. And sometimes I feel like with women, you shouldn't just say things exactly the way they are. Maybe you need to lie to them sometimes. I don't know. So I'm serious. I'm very serious. If a woman should ask you, say, tell me, and then you tell her, then you're in trouble. Do you understand? Like every time they say, no, don't worry, just say it. Then you say it and then you get into trouble. So I'm just saying like stuff like that. So that I just want to be with someone who understands me and is willing to, accept me the way I am. I'm straightforward and all that. Then on the other hand, again, I like to be with someone that wants me to take care of them.
Emmanuel, man.
What?
I don't know. Emmanuel, let me bring Coach D, because I think I'm just seeing his messages. He kind of run late. I'm not sure what the Australian UK time is.
JD.
Coach JD. All right.
now
I'm gonna bring you back on. Just chill and
I'm
relax.
at the gym. I'm going back to the gym, man.
No worries. We'll talk on the phone.
All right. Bye.
We love you.
All right. Oh wow, what happened?
I think Solomon lost connection.
Solomon, please send back your thingy. All right. Man, that was intense, man. Emmanuel is very,
You see, the truth is, I know that people will always jump at. Oh, JD is here.
Hello,
big man.
hello,
Jerry.
Maya. I don't understand what happened to the time zone. It's 11 a.m. Over here. It was supposed to be 10 a.m. in Nigeria. I think I mixed it up. I just got that mess.
Yeah. It's all good, yeah.
It's all good, man.
Yes, my apologies, guys. So I see you guys are already in the conversation, and what were we talking about? We're talking about what men expect from women.
Yes, please.
So shall I speak?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, definitely.
Yes,
you drop down, yeah.
So yeah, I tried to like think about what are expectations, and for a while I got like I kept wondering, do men really have these conversations today? Because I feel like today we don't talk about what men expect, because what men expect has been narrowed down to submission and sex, and so it has even become the kind of the argument, today in dating today, and then sometimes the identity that a couple of men assume, and that's the fact that we want a hot woman, in quote, and who is also going to be there to do our bidding. But I feel that what we need today goes beyond that. But if the conversation starts like on this platform, then women and men can begin to pay more attention to what the needs are. I feel that men need more consideration. Men need to be seen differently. We need to be seen more than just the predators who want to have sex and sleep with a woman. If we begin to present that benevolence in our intentions, I feel like it's going to, first of all, put less stress on women, because we have a lot of women today who are working on developing the physique, because it's as if that is what the men want to go for. So we have a lot of women who are spending time in the gym, a lot of cosmetic surgery, no judgments to anybody, but it's as if today this is what men want, except that you spend your time doing this work, and then you come back to the dating market and you realize that you're not getting what you want. You're not getting commitment. You're not getting engagement. You're not getting fidelity, and the women are lost. So it becomes like a roller coaster. So now what do men want? I feel that today men need to find people, women with whom they can connect. So whether you're a football star, whether you're a musician, whether you're just an ordinary guy with an ordinary profile, one thing is sure: you need a woman who is going to help you and keep you centered as a man in your life. Some women think that because you're a superstar running around cameras, they should get on the cameras too and chase you around and act like, okay, I'm the wife to the footballer, so I have my little business and it's cameras here, cameras there. Sometimes a man needs a woman who's going to be able to come and say, hello, honey, have you called your family? Have you heard from your mom? How is work doing? How do you feel? How do you feel with this whole noise and luxury and success? How does it make you feel? Sometimes we need someone who's going to tune down the noise so we can have we can be centered with whom we are. But it's not always about it's not always about.
The comment section is brutal. Don't look at it.
What are they saying? Men like boobs.
JD, don't forget that boy. That boy is cancelled.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do like boobs. Sex is important. All this is important. But what is going to keep the relationship enduring? You get the point. Sometimes women feel that men are always there to cheat, but there's a reason why men cheat. You get? If you don't bring anything to the table other than your physique, then your physique is all I'm going to get. I'm going to exploit, you know. All I'm going to take is going to be your boobs and your ass and your body and your sexuality, because that's all you presented. But when we begin to say men need support, men need people who can, women who can centralize your focus and your vision on who they want to be or who they are, then of course I believe that with time we become more committed, and I think the cheating is going to stop, or the cheating is going to reduce, because there's always a reason why people cheat.
I mean, JD, you've said a whole lot, man. I mean, for those of you that don't know JD, JD is the life coach. JD is the relationship expert. JD fixes broken hearts. He fixes relationships. So if you ever have a relationship crisis, that's JD. JD is a fashion icon. He's a model. He's an actor. He speaks, you know. So ladies and gentlemen, that's JD. One sec, let me. So JD, before, I mean, you've actually said a lot. You've actually said a lot. But one question I would like to ask you is, a lot of women have been going around and asking questions like, what should I bring to the table? So what is this table, first and foremost? What is your definition of this table? And what are the expectations that you think women should bring? What are these things that a woman should bring to the table? You know, if we already know what we are bringing to the table as men, what are these things that we want women to bring to the table?
Well, I feel like the first thing women should bring to the table is, I think that before we should expect women to bring anything to the table, there is something women need to take out of the table. And it's that sense of entitlement, you know, the sense of you should do this, you should do that. We are not in that position today in the society. So if there is ever a thing called the table, women should take off that sense of entitlement, the sense of the fact that because I'm with you, then you should own up to those responsibilities and this and that. We are equal. That's what the society has taught us to do, to believe. And that is true, except that there are a lot of double standards here. So when a woman is coming to the table and saying that because she's committed to the man, then it means that the man should take care of her needs, whether in terms of money, whether in terms of material needs and security, and at the same time, fidelity, because there are a lot of needs here. I, as a man, I can say that I want to take care of your needs materially because I have the financial possibilities. But I might not be able to take care of your sexual needs without saying, let's have a third party join the party. But you want something. You want a man who's going to take care of your needs, a man who is going to give you fidelity, a man who's going to give you attention. There are a lot of demands on the table. Now, what do the women bring on the table? Other than entitlement, most of the women just bring their bodies. So women should begin to think, what can I bring to the table? I don't think I should be the one telling the women what they should bring to the table. I think that I should tell the women, or we should make the women understand that what you're bringing to the table is going to determine what I'm going to bring to the table. Can we talk about it? What do you want? Don't ask what you can give. And sometimes saying that, yeah, I'm giving you, I'm here with you, I'm here for you. My body is here. You're not for sale. Let's stop having that mentality. You can bring your body and bring some more money. If I pay the bills, maybe that's it's a societal thing, because here in Europe, we know it's 50-50 in terms of bills. As a matter of fact, we pay rent together. We pay the bills together, and then we have a relationship that is based on 50-50 in terms of materialism, and then attention and self-respect and dignity and respect, the way you treat the other, is something we share. It's not even something that should be negotiated. It's the basis of a healthy relationship. So I don't know, this mentality of bringing things to the table, I think it should change.
That's a lot. I'm not sure if you guys in the comment section that asked that question are already, getting answers, because I'm with my own.
Someone says
90th
year in Africa.
Yeah, Buchi is back, guys, and I'm not sure what happened. Buchi, I've been trying to accept your request. I don't know what's going on in Lagos.
Instagram, not network, it's actually Instagram. I'm very. Hi, JD.
Hello, Buchi.
Yeah, what's up,
Yeah.
man?
I'm well.
Yeah, so I've been hearing conversations. I've been hearing things about why men cheat and all that stuff. And I think I have a differing opinion. Adams actually.
One second, guys.
Is
My
this look
director.
like this look of like I know you're about to say this thing. I know you're about to say this thing. But fine. You guys continue. Yeah, you say something.
One sec. So this live is normally an hour from Daper Corner. We normally host an hour, but I just got a text message from my director. He says that we can extend. So
Okay.
because it's a very robust
That's
topic.
great.
That's great.
great.
So shout out to Director Daniel. We're gonna extend. So if
Shout out to director.
so if we ever dropped, I'm gonna go back on again. Then
Yes,
I'll bring all
yes.
my 4 guests on. So we just
Of
have
course,
like
of course.
I think I'm
Yeah.
a minute. So I'm gonna drop. Then I'm gonna go back on.
I
And
guess
please,
the
you guys
guys in
send
the
a
comment
request.
section are okay with it. Yeah.
Yes, please. You guys just use this minute. Go get your popcorn. Go get your shower cap.
I'm gonna
whatever it is that you gotta
can I
get.
grab myself my drink because I don't know what happened to the time. What time is it in Nigeria, guys?
I'm not sure, but I think it should be like
you're in
11
Australia,
now.
right?
Yeah,
But
definitely.
but I checked out the internet. It says 10. It says 10 a.m.
I will say bye-bye to you guys because I probably won't be able to join again. So I'll join from the comment section.
No worry. Emmanuel is here. Our guest is here. Emmanuel is here, so we're not gonna miss you. Don't worry. I'm just gonna go back on again. Then I'll come back.
Thank you, Buchi.
Right.
Thank you,
All right.
JD.
All right.
One love,
All right.
praise.
People on the comment
Thank you,
section, please stick around. Stick around. I'm gonna go back on again.
Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
All right, but I'm gonna go back on again.
Bazaar.